I drive down to Delta a lot because of the horses. And I just love. So
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have like the Delta Lake Junction.
Yeah.
A lot.
Which is beautiful in so many ways. Right. Thank you, everyone. It's 5:30. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could start with roll call, please.
1 second, beat me to the punch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's not your fault, it's.
Mm.
All right, Mayor Smith,
Here.
trustee Check,
Here.
trustee Hunter,
Here.
trustee Fisher. Here. Trustee Foster,
Here.
trustee Ostrander. She just joined.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Are you here, trustee Ostrander?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you have a quorum.
Great, thank you very much. Next order of business is an approval of the agenda. Do we have any changes to be made to the agenda, or can we just go ahead and do it? Yes, Sam. Oh, sorry.
I just, before we approve the agenda, I wanted to throw out there because it caused some confusion today. That we did receive a couple of other resumes through being dropped off at the office or emailed into the town. And they weren't included in this because the board had directed us to go through the senior advisory board. And then we did touch base with our town attorney about that, and it's best that we stick with the public process that we put out there. So just wanted to remind people to know that we're gonna be doing the final full-time town administrator search later. That's the one where they're gonna be putting out RFPs at firm and doing stuff like that, so.
Right, there'll be another opportunity to apply when we get that executive search firm hired and they start their process. And that is the appropriate time for people to start applying. But thank you to those who had an interest. Okay, so with that, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
okay, thank you. So we have a staff report that kind of goes over the history of where we are now. And Clerk Vetter, I didn't know if there was anything in that staff report you want to say, or should we just?
Just that I called references like I was instructed to, and I included a summary. Had a lot of fun talking to people too, so one was from my home state, not too far away from my hometown, so that was nice. And then we did include what information we were able to get from different realtors. I think we contacted a few, but we got information back from 2 of them about rental in the area for the information you guys wanted for housing and caps.
Okay,
So
thank you. If I could, I want to welcome Greg back again. I see you're on Zoom. Thank you very much for being here again. Available for questions or comments as we go forward. Thank you.
Yes.
So at this point, do the trustees have any questions with regard to the reference check summary that they'd like to discuss or ask Greg?
No, I just wanted to thank Vetter for getting this published and sending it out to us, the summary of the recommendations. Thanks.
you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay. See any hands online? So with that, if we could move on to the contract, which is really kind of the issue at hand tonight. So there were 2 points of discussion at our meeting last Friday, and the first was having to do with the amount of time needed for either party to terminate this contract. And in the packet, there is some proposed revised language under section, sorry, let me get to the page, section 4. And thank you. My computer's not, fingers aren't doing a good job. So there was discussion. I spoke to Greg about this and provided, it really did seem like 30 days is too long, because if Greg has something come up, he wants to be able to do it shorter. So what you see here is to ask Greg as if he's interim administrator, to give us 5 days written notice that he plans to terminate. And then I was talking to Stefan about what's the most appropriate thing for the trustees, and that's why you see that for the trustees, or the day after a majority vote of the Board of Trustees made at regular or special meeting to approve termination. Because the trustees would have to approve to terminate. So that way, there is a very formal process for the town to initiate termination. So if anybody would like to speak to that, including you, Greg, if you're okay with that approach?
Yes, yes, I'm flexible. This really has no effect on the job I would perform for the town.
Okay, thank you. So then the second piece that came up was how much the town would be able to provide towards housing. So this number in here, which is 50% up to $1,000 monthly towards the cost of housing and associated utilities for the term of the service, then the amount will be prorated appropriately for a less than 1 month stay. So this discussion between Greg and myself came before we had any of the information from the realtors. And I don't recall what the range was in the tail end of your report.
$1,000 to $2,000.
1 to 2,000?
Yeah.
Okay. And the fact that Greg, there are potentially 2 places available through realtors. I don't know anything more than that, but that's good news. So I think, Greg, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but the $1,000 based on this 1,200 to 2,000, are you at any point to negotiate on that?
In negotiate in terms of what?
So if you really would like to keep it at 1,000, or would you like to discuss with the trustees a little less? That's all.
Well, I would prefer it be as much as it can, just because renting a place for a very short period of time is difficult to find, because landlords generally don't like to do that. Unless you're doing it as like an Airbnb where it's for a few days at a time. And those can get very expensive.
And I don't know about the 2 places that each realtor had discussed. I don't know the details about them. But they seem, it was those realtors that put this value in there. So just for point of clarification. So would the trustees like to visit about that amount and that the new text in the contract?
If anything, that would be an amazing bargain if they can find something for 1,000 to rent. So
Well, it's 50%, 50% the town will provide up to 1,000.
oh,
So
yeah.
unfortunately, Mr. Sun will have some out of pocket, right? Unless he gets a deal, then we pay less.
Okay, then, yeah, that sort of answers that question. I thought it was for total.
Well, just towards
Yeah.
it. Any of the trustees online have any thoughts on it?
I think that seems reasonable. I've been renting for 5 years, and I think there are certainly options, like viable, fine options within that range. And hopefully, Liz and Carrie, I'm sure they'll be amenable in helping to find something and negotiate 6-month or lease that would work out for Greg, Mr. Sund.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'd be happy to open it up to the public right now, just if you would like to comment on these 2 particular changes to the contract. And so if anybody has any comments on that, and then and I don't see any. So then I'd just like to ask the trustees, are there other provisions in this contract that you would like to be able to discuss further?
No, I don't have any other
Okay.
questions.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, anybody in the audience or online? Okay, seeing none, so I think my question, So, Mr. Sund, we have in here from previous discussions, June 15th as a start date. Given that we're a few days into the month of June, does that start date still feel reasonable to you? Or would you like to modify?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, okay. Wonderful. And Mr. Sun, do you have anything else you'd like to add regarding the contract?
I just appreciate the opportunity and I look forward to helping the town through the interim period.
Thank you. Well, with that, would somebody like to make a motion to accept the contract with the proposed changes?
I move to accept this contract with the proposed changes for the interim town administrator, Mr. Sun.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. That sounds like a unanimous approval. Thank you. That's a huge relief, and I know the staff is feeling very relieved as well. Thank you all very much for asking good questions, and we got the information we needed. So with that, I will turn to staff to get the contract up, revised, and we'll get
Can I
it.
make a
Yes.
quick comment, Mayor Smith?
You go right ahead.
Sorry, I'm in Trinidad actually, at the
Oh,
Colorado
no.
Rice Industries Conference, so I've got a lot going on. But I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that I was in my own personal ruminations about the interim position and who would be a good fit for this. The words that came to mind were someone who was steady, who will hold the ship straight, who is no drama. And in reading the summary of the references, and these are just things that I was contemplating on my own, right? But in reading the summary of the references, those traits came through, and in particular, the word steady was even included in that. So I'm excited for that, and I think that that was reassuring to me that Greg can fill this role appropriately and get us through this time. And I do just want to reiterate that this is an interim position. This is not an employment position. It's a contract position. So he's not getting taxes covered. He's not getting health insurance, like any of those other benefits that you would typically get covered as an employee. It's a terminating role. And the focus that Greg will also help us with is to make sure we get the right position for the long-term job, right? And we really want to invite everyone who is available and qualified for that role to apply so that the best candidates apply and the best candidate gets the job, right? So I just want to emphasize that I want to focus on that. I want to focus on making sure that process is extensive and includes the public input and also these candidates that are clearly excited about Paonia, which is exciting for me personally. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for all that. And that's the beauty of hiring a firm, because it's very prescriptive. They have it laid out how people apply, et cetera. And I'll just note for the public, so when we did our administrator search before, by statute, when we're interviewing candidates, that is not done publicly. The only time it becomes public is when we have finalists for the position. And we had 3 finalists that actually stood right in this room and interviewed in front of the public, et cetera. And so that's that search firm will make sure all that happens as well. And that there's public input in that, at least on the draft I'm looking at right now for the RFP that's going to come in front of the trustees for an executive search firm on Tuesday. It is to engage the public in the beginning of the process as well. So,
Yeah.
And that's just how Colorado state law works.
Right.
So, just as a
And
little
now and we can really, focus on that and get moving on that with
Yeah.
Greg as a part of that leadership as well.
Right, exactly. So the timing is really good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Greg. So the staff will get back in touch with you, Greg, at your convenience.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor
Oh.
Page.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Lauren, if you want to ask a question now that I've adjourned, you're welcome to come up and just ask us.